The YouTube channel 8 Passengers has been in the headlines for quite some time now. The page where Kevin and Ruby, the parents of 8 Passengers, vlogged and shared glimpses of their daily lives with their 6 kids. These parents, especially Ruby, has been in some hot water over the last couple of months for her strict views on parenting. This situation has been a huge topic of discussion after their daughter Sherry spoke out against them. There's raising your kids in a strict way for the sake of their safety, and then there's Ruby's type of strict. Sherry Frank, who is the eldest daughter of the 8 Passengers YouTube channel, talked about Connections, the website her mom Ruby runs to share parenting advice. Through a recent Instagram story, Sherry shared the following on her views on her mom's parenting advice, and no, she does not stand by it. Sherry even confirmed that she is no longer in contact with her family, saying, "There are many rumors circulating online about my family. While it is true I am not in contact with my immediate family and don't support the extreme beliefs of Connections, please remember that this is my real family. Despite good intentions, speculating, rumors, and gossip doesn't help us. I like to ask for privacy for me and my family as we work through this very difficult situation. Please know that many are working on this situation, and I hope one day that we can be whole again. Please respect my privacy as I work through my own healing as well." After attracting millions of followers, individuals started noticing the parents' behavior towards their kids. People all over social media, more so on TikTok, also witnessed that Ruby was way too strict on her children. From incidents like taking their son's bed away for 7 months.
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
You've been sleeping on a beanbag.
I've been sleeping on a beanbag since October. And they gave my room.
And even going as far as to not making lunch for her child who was in kindergarten at the time because she didn't make it herself. Yeah, a kindergartner.
Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry. And hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch, because then she's not going to learn from the natural outcome. My hope is that she'll be hungry and come home and go, "Oh man, that was really painful being hungry all day. I will make sure to always have a lunch with me."
Now, Sherry is probably the first of all the children to actually speak out against her parents. Sherry has also been vocal about her views on Connections. She was quick to respond to a woman who had some negative things to say about Ruby and her entire venture. The woman in a post said this about Connections: "Destructive division is actually a dangerous and major part of what Connections is perpetuating." Not just Sherry, but Ruby's sisters have also come out to the public to confess that Ruby is no longer on speaking terms with the family. One of them said, "Connections has torn families apart. It is not a good group to be affiliated with, and hopefully one day she will realize it." For those of you who don't know about Connections, it is basically a parenting advice session where Ruby and another woman named Jody give their side of parenting advice. They even have a Facebook group, and it seems like they're trying to build a new style of parenting, and people aren't here for it. Ruby did take to YouTube to explain that she had stopped vlogging in favor of becoming more involved in her Connections venture. Now, in today's video, we have to go over some of the recent videos that have been spiraling on social media about Ruby's parenting style. Not only that, but the fact that she's preaching it to tons of people on social media. Since these clips have been going viral all over TikTok, she has been getting called out left and right. In this first video, Ruby expresses how it's not a parent's responsibility to do the following things. And she even went as far as to say that it's not a parent's responsibility to provide the child with a father. Yeah.
Job is not to provide them with a father. Your child is not to provide them with a magical childhood. I'm going to do a video on that coming up, magical childhoods. Your job is not to make sure that your children are accepted by their peers, or that they have friends or birthday parties or Christmas presents, or like the list of things that people think children need today are astronomical and very unrealistic. Your job is solely to love your children in the truth. So hopefully that simplifies things.
People immediately criticized her for this, saying things like, childhood is such a short amount of time, and the more magical I was able to make it, the better. She needs to hush. She's delusional. My parents gave me the best childhood they could. Doesn't mean it was perfect, but they sprinkled in magic anywhere they could. I honestly think she regrets having kids because she wants nothing to do with the responsibilities of a parent. Not to provide them with a father, excuse me? Let's not take parenting advice from someone where her oldest don't speak to her and her husband just dipped. She is completely off the rails. Can't wait for all of their children to grow up and cut contact. She is never gonna see her kids when they all hit 18. I feel bad for each and every one of her kids. One person even said, but you couldn't even provide the most basic of needs. A father is very important in the development of children. To say that a father is not your job to provide is ridiculous. Is she alright? Don't have kids if you can't support or provide for them. A lot of people think it seems like Ruby just has this narcissistic tendency of making these crazy stern rules just so that she can feel some sort of power or control. Well, if you thought it couldn't get any worse, check out this next video that's been going around because she talks about a specific rule where she enforces a no bikini rule towards anyone who dares entering her hot tub. Because what else are you supposed to wear in a hot tub?
I have a hot tub in my backyard, and because it's in my home and it's on my property and I paid for it, it's under my jurisdiction. I have stewardship over that hot tub, and so I get to decide the types of bathing suits people wear when they're in that hot tub. I don't get to go to the city pool and decide that. I don't get to walk around and say, that's not appropriate, I don't want that swimming suit. I don't get to do that because it's public property, it's a public pool. I do get to decide what comes into my home. And I have decided there's no bikinis. And so if someone comes over with a bikini, they are invited to put on something else or to leave.
And who brings all the money in for the family? Her kids. She genuinely and thoroughly loves to have control over situations. You can see how much pleasure it gives her. You own the hot tub, not the people, babe. She just loves thinking she has power over everyone that steps in a 20-mile radius of her. Is this narcissism, wanting complete control? Now, this last video that we need to talk about was what really fired people up, where Ruby talks about those who have quote-unquote eating disorders. This offended a lot of people.
So your daughter is not losing control over her eating habits. Your daughter is choosing to be deceitful around her eating choices. And you're choosing to make this about the eating. I have news for you. This daughter does not have an eating problem. This daughter has an identity problem.
Anyways, y'all, I definitely want to know what you guys think about the backlash Ruby is getting for all the stuff she's recently been preaching and sharing to tons of people on the internet. Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.